To keep us all safe and to help our health workers, it's vital to know quickly if you've come in contact with someone who has tested positive for coronavirus. It's why we've introduced the COVID Safe app. With your privacy protected by law, COVID Safe keeps a secure note of other users you've been near if you have to go out. So, if they test positive for coronavirus, you'll be notified. It'll help us stop the spread sooner so we can get back to the things we love. Download COVID Safe today. Authorised by the Chief Medical Officer, Canberra.
Born on the Gold Coast, Brielle began her Ironwoman career at Kurrawa Surf Club, where she's still a member. Recently, she achieved her dream of becoming Nutrigrain Ironwoman Series champion, and in doing that was the youngest ever to do so. Her awards include the 2018 Nutrigrain Ironwoman Champion, Under-19 Australian Board Rescue Champions, and Under-19 Australian Board Relay Champions, looking ever so fit. Much more than I am. Brielle, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Tell us about your training. I mean, we're talking about it off camera, that you get up very early in the morning.
Yes.
What time is very early in the morning?
So we get up at 5 a.m. most days.
Oh, far too early.
It is very early, but it's worth it, especially in summer. The sun's up and it's a good way to start the day.
Why did you decide to put yourself through this torture? I mean, what's the driving ambition or the driving goal for yourself?
Well, for me, it isn't really torture. I genuinely love it. I love what we do, and I love that I get to spend every afternoon at the beach doing what I love. And for me, I grew up swimming my whole entire life, and once my parents got me into nippers when I was about 8 years old, and I wasn't very confident, I wasn't very good, but I just loved coming down on a Sunday morning, hanging out with my friends, being at the beach. So as I got that little bit older, I started to get involved with the racing side of the sport, and I fell in love with Ironwoman racing, and I idolised the likes of Courtney Hancock, Harriet Brown, and I turned 14 and decided that I wanted to chase that dream.
What's the we all have an Everest. What's your Everest?
I think for me, I'd love to win one of everything. I'd love to win an Ironwoman series. I'd love to win a Caune Gold, a world title and an Australian title. So I've ticked one of those off, and at the last Australian titles I got third in the Open Ironwoman, and that was my first time I'd raced in the Open Iron at Aussie. So I was pretty happy with that, and before COVID-19 I was really looking forward to racing at the Australian Championships at Broadie.
COVID-19, terrible thing. It's disrupted just about everything that moves and doesn't move. What about your training? Does it affect the training?
Well, for us, as much as it is an individual sport, we train out of the surf club every single day, and we have a squad of 30 to 40 people every afternoon, and same at the pool every morning. It isn't, as much as we race individually, we do train in very large squads. So I think for me, that's something really hard, because I'm obviously spending all of this time with these people, and all of a sudden that's all being taken away, and it is really sad. And luckily for us, this is our usual downtime. So May and June is quite relaxed for us. Usually our Australian Championships are in April, and our state championships are in March, which unfortunately this year we didn't get to do. So the last few years I've done a race over in Hawaii called Molokai to Oahu, so I haven't really given myself much of an off season the last few years. So it's actually been nice because of COVID-19. It's given me that forced break to actually take a step backwards, take a step back and enjoy, the other aspects of life. I've been focusing on my uni, which obviously when I'm training full time, that is really hard. So it's kind of been a blessing in disguise for me. I've actually had the opportunity to take a breath and have a little break from training, and hopefully I'll be coming back fresher next season.
Tell us about because you mentioned you were in Hawaii.
Yes.
It was from Oahu to Molokai?
Yeah, so you fly over on a plane to Molokai,
yep,
and you paddle back. So it's 52 kilometres in open ocean.
That's a really hard task. I mean,
it's incredibly tough, and especially I trained for it here in the Gold Coast winter, so it is very calm and not very windy, whereas when you get over to Hawaii, there's huge big waves and runners and wind, and it's definitely very difficult conditions, but it's an incredible race. It's indescribable. You're out there on your own and you have a support crew next to you, but you can hardly see the next paddler in your race. Like, you all just disappear into the ocean. It's pretty cool.
There's some snappy little fish there too, that big teeth.
I haven't managed to see any of those yet, so hopefully fingers crossed.
Well, that'll make you swim faster.
Yes, that is true.
Very scary. Now, besides your sporting achievements, you're also studying and teaching.
Yes.
What's the attraction to teaching?
I love working with kids, and I always have, and when I graduated I was really unsure of what I wanted to do, so I put my head down and tried to qualify for the Ironwoman series, and once I got in I won my first series, and I was really unsure of what I wanted to do, and I just knew I wanted to work with kids, so I thought, why not I started primary education, and I fell in love with it. So for me, I'm really excited to make a difference, and if I can do that through teaching, it's something that I really want to do.
Tell us about the little fish here at the club, which you look after.
Yes, so I work in the administration for Kurrawa for the nippers, and I think that's why I also fell in love with the teaching, because I've had the opportunity to be a role model for the younger generations of the surf club, and for me as a kid I also loved looking up to the Ironmen and Ironwomen I was constantly surrounded by here. So I do love my job, and it's really cool that I get to work with all the kids at the surf club, and we have almost 400 nippers down here on a Sunday, so it's pretty chaotic, and I organise all the behind the scenes stuff, so just the paperwork for Sunday nippers, but it's awesome when you get down there and see those kids smiling in the water.
And they would look at you with this, oh wow. And they would also have ambitions of doing what you've done, because, and it's how you mix with people, and they're mixing with you, and they see what you've achieved and the enjoyment you get from it. If somebody wants to do what you've done, what would you suggest? I mean, first of all, become a nipper.
Yeah, definitely. So get involved with surf lifesaving, and I think for me, find yourself a good coach, find yourself some good teammates, because it's not going to be easy. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, and if you've got good friends around you every single day, that makes it so much easier.
What does Kurrawa Surf Club mean to you?
Kurrawa was like my second home. I've obviously spent a lot of time here over the years. I grew up here, and I won my first Ironwoman series here, and I also did my first Nipper Carnival for Kurrawa. I won my first Australian medal for Kurrawa. So over the years there's a lot of memories that have been associated with Kurrawa's name, and my sister, I train with my sister, so she's been involved in the club. My mum's an age manager, my dad does patrols, so does my brother. So we've been involved with the surf club for a very long time, and I think, yeah, for me it has become my second home, and I do love coming here every single day. It's like my happy place, and I think it's so awesome that there's so many people in this club that would say the same, that at the end of their day, whether it's work, uni or school, we all get to come to this amazing place and do what we love and hang out with our friends and train to be the best in the world.
Hi, it's Brendan Nottle from the Salvos. For 140 years, we've stood with Australians in crisis. Today, as we all rise to the challenge of this heartbreaking time, the Salvos are doing all they can to ease the pain and find a way through for the people hardest hit. You can play a powerful role. If you're able, please go to salvationarmy.org.au and give to the Red Shield Appeal now. Together, we can do this.
Amie Caune is the Events and Business Development Manager here at the Kurrawa Surf Club. Amie, nice to see you, and tell us about your job.
My role as the Events Manager here at the club is to activate our spaces here. We have a couple of main function rooms available to hire, one up on our beautiful rooftop, and we use other areas of the club as well, including our external cafe downstairs.
Tell us about some of the events you have here. We're talking just before we started to film about wakes.
It's very diverse, and we certainly take pride and honour the fact that someone wishes to have their special celebration of life for those important people here at the club. So yeah, that's certainly one of the events that we have. Every day is all very different. We host birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, lots of different celebrations, including those wakes.
And a great area too. You got two upstairs, for example. There are two separate areas that can be made into one. You've got a bar here. The food here, I've seen Chef Jason. It's amazing the food that he oversees.
It makes my job very easy to be able to on-sell my trust to the clients in a sense of they'll be rest assured that the food will be beautiful. We seek feedback from all of our events, and they're always commenting about the quality of the food, so it's fab.
Love that, it's fab.
It is.
Groovy.
Yeah.
What about the this COVID-19 crisis? It's created havoc for everybody in almost all walks of life. How does the club coped, especially with the events, because they would have been just cancel after cancel after cancel.
Yeah, so we haven't held an event since the club closed at the end of March. So we will reopen for business 10th of July. We do have a couple of events booked post that, and so to date we've cancelled about 75 events over the course of the next few months. So
how terrible.
Yeah, but we really look forward to working with the clients that currently have bookings. Now we know where our restrictions are and what we can do and can't do. We can certainly clearly move forward and work with them.
Locals or visitors that use the facility the most?
So prior to COVID-19, we were very much working with our locals and our overseas guests because of our location and very, very iconic Australian venue. We did get lots of overseas guests. With our borders closed, that will change. So currently we're working with our local clients to continue with that.
Okay, if I was a business that was looking to have an event or a networking meeting, why should I do it here?
So the location, it's very, very standalone there in its sense there for Broadbeach. So we are absolute beachfront location. We have sand on our balcony. You can't get any closer to the beach, so that's fabulous. We do have a beautiful little functions team here, very committed to our roles. I'm extremely customer focused and making sure that every person that books their event with us is really happy. So I instill that in the staff and the team that we have here. And of course, yes, the food's amazing.
Now, I would imagine because of the COVID-19 and the restrictions that will be around for a long time, that the numbers will be smaller in groups. What's the maximum, say, number for the events?
So at this point in time, we're stage 3. In our main function space up on the roof of the club, we'll allow 60 guests. So that's less than half of what we would standardly have there. So that keeps everyone safe and still at an appropriate distance. That's for a stand-up cocktail party environment where we'll utilise the space a bit more, or we can utilise all of the space. For our sit-down events, we'll look to decrease that to about 40 people at the moment. So until another stage gets lifted, that's where we'll continue to work to.
Now, if somebody wants to find out more, though, on how to have their perfect event at the perfect location, I mean, we're upstairs at the moment, surfboards behind Amie, and I've got a brick wall here, but the rest of the building is pretty cool. How do they get hold of you, and what about more information?
So they can always email us, functions@kurrawasurf.com.au. They can phone the club or our website. So we've got all of our event package details on our website as well.
Are you chewing at the bit to get back into it? You must be like, bring it on, baby.
I love my job and I love being able to help plan events and parties for people in such different special occasions. So we can't wait to be back to normal.
Fantastic. Lovely chatting. We'll talk more later.
Thank you.
A great club here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coronavirus is most likely to spread from person to person when we come into close contact with one another. We can all help stop the spread by keeping our distance. This means do not shake hands or exchange physical greetings, and wherever possible, stay at least 1.5 metres away from others. It's also really important to practice good hygiene, especially after being in public places. Together, we can help stop the spread and stay healthy. Visit health.gov.au to learn more. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Today we have Tracy Gardner, the operations manager here at Kurrawa Surf Club. Tracy, nice to see you again.
Thanks, Mike. Good to see you.
Now, what's happening over the next few weeks?
Oh, well, we're getting through the stages, easing restrictions. So we're making preparations behind the scenes, getting ready. Stage 1, we didn't do too much. We can have 10 people now seat down in our cafe. Stage 2, we will be inviting some of our members to an exclusive dinner experience.
Do I have to grovel?
All members will get the invite to attend a dinner session starting from the 13th of June. That'll run 7 nights a week, 3 dinner sessions with 20 people per session at this stage.
What sort of menus are we looking at?
We want to be able to give the customer choice.
Oh, wow.
So we will be reopening the full club in stage 3 with a new menu in the bistro, which the head chef Jason is currently working on. From that new menu, we'll be taking a reduced menu for stage 2.
The pizza oven. We've seen pictures of it. Will it be working?
It will be. It'll be up and running by the end of May. We need to run some tests through it, and
Well, if you need somebody to be the pizza taster, I'm here. I mean, I know it's for science.
we have had a lot of volunteers to test the pizza oven. I'm not sure why that is.
And what about libations, though? Is that part of the testing process?
Well, you've got to have the whole thing, don't you?
Givedoodle.
So, yeah, we have that. Give that a good run before the 13th of June, and yes, we will be offering pizzas on that reduced menu for our members to come through for that dining experience.
Look, I've made many requests, and so far, no show. But I have to make one with you. Surely, somebody will listen. Pizza. We need a sloppy pizza, right? We need the New York pizza that you get it by the slice. It's just got tomato and cheese basically, and it just drips with oil
Everywhere.
Yeah, great.
They
with
are
the beer.
popular, but
No,
we're not New York. We're Kurrawa.
Oh, really? Oh, Kurrawa. I didn't
And
know
we'll
that.
be having Kurrawa pizzas.
Kurrawa pizzas grow up big and healthy.
There will be some cheap pizzas, but yeah, there's going to be a good mix.
What about the challenges that you've faced up until now? What challenges, first of all?
Oh, the big challenge has been making sure that everyone's safe. You know, before we closed, when we were on the restrictions, making sure our customers, our staff, and the venue is safe. That was the main priority, and all the steps that come underneath that still being implemented as we run the cafe downstairs, with ensuring that customers have access to hand sanitizer. We're constantly sanitising the areas.
The club, post COVID-19, what will be the main difference?
Obviously, we don't know when the restrictions are going to lift completely, and you know, as a community, we understand that that's going to be some time. But that the continued service, as you mentioned, the impeccable view that you can't get anywhere else.
No, it's stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have such a good view.
Even though at the moment I've got a black brick wall behind me and you've got surfboards, so we're stuck in the shed. But the rest of the club is not this old,
No.
is it?
Which
Just for customers.
No, not all our customers. But we're working on improving our customer service standards, coming in with new fresh eyes, a fresh breath of positivity in our team, and moving forward, like you mentioned, we've got the pizza oven opening with a new menu in the bistro. We now offer takeaway alcohol from reception on a daily basis, so there's a fridge down there for anyone wanting to grab something after their dinner to take home, and a little nightcap. Little other ventures that we're looking into at the moment. Will they be viable? Will they not?
Let's talk about membership.
Yep.
Pretty card on the beach.
Nice drone photo.
Yeah, it looks lovely. It's open now.
It is.
Yep.
So
Tell us about membership.
Our membership is on a financial year. So most people's memberships will expire at the end of June, obviously unless they've renewed for several years. But even those that have renewed for several years or have membership current for several years still get a brand new card each year to show that they've got the valid card. And the membership process will continue through to July, but we are offering an early bird promotion at the moment. If you join before renew before the end of June, you go in the draw for a $250 voucher to use at the club.
Fantastic.
Your pleasure.
Just send me the check.
Yeah. We have two of those vouchers to give away, $250
I don't mind
each.
too. I mean, graft and corruption, long live it.
Yeah. For the lucky member, the lucky winner, when
fantastic.
we're all open again,
Yep.
bring your friends or your family, and it's all on us.
You must be really anticipating and looking forward to things just getting back to normal.
I am, but I'm also real in the fact that what is normal now. So normal may not be normal for a while. So we need to adjust to that and be accepting of that.
And the beach always looks great.
It does.
Beer always tastes good. And the food, what can you say about that?
Yeah, a lot of people, that I've spoken to, members and people from the public while working down in the Tower Cafe, just seems to be tap beer. Tap beer is the big thing that they're missing, and restaurant meals away from home. A lot of them are getting takeaway meals from restaurants, but just being able to go into another venue and have that whole experience, a lot of people missing that.
Just can't wait. And with the footy to be on TV. Now, I've got to say, you have lots of rugby on, and usually only one AFL game. Now, we need to change that this year. Maybe 50-50 AFL on a bunch
we can definitely look at that.
And maybe one screen for rugby. No,
I don't know about changing completely over to the other side.
No, it's the right.
I think we can work on the 50-50 a bit better.
I like that, because otherwise I have to have my favourite seat, because it's which is
in front of the one TV.
That's right. See, the secret has come out.
Yeah.
The AFL will be writing to you, I'm sure. Now, if they want to write to you or get hold of you, or somebody else wants to find out more about Kurrawa, how do they do that?
To me directly, my email address is operations@kurrawasurf.com.au.
And the website?
Website is www.kurrawasurf.com.au.
I always love asking people that, because they go, website, what is our website? Great chatting, and we'll talk soon.
Great, I'm excited. Thanks, Mike.
Hi, it's Brendan Nottle from the Salvos. For 140 years, we've stood with Australians in crisis. Today, as we all rise to the challenge of this heartbreaking time, the Salvos are doing all they can to ease the pain and find a way through for the people hardest hit. You can play a powerful role. If you're able, please go to salvationarmy.org.au and give to the Red Shield Appeal now. Together, we can do this.
We're talking burgers today. Jason Rodgers, executive chef. Tell us about the burger. What makes a great burger? Now, this is very important for us connoisseurs of burgers and beer. So tell us the secret of a great burger.
It's probably the meat. And it's sort of how it's prepared. There's I know it sounds a bit silly, but there's a lot of effort goes into it, and it's all about sort of the mixture of the meat, the fat, a bit of a fat content in it, and actually how they grind the meat as well to make the patty as well, sort of thing.
I've heard that it needs to have that bit of fat in it for taste to make it moist.
Yeah, a lot of people worry about the fat, but it all cooks away, and then sort of it helps marinate the meat and gives it that bit of a sweeter taste as well, sort of thing.
And you can throw all sorts of ingredients in a patty. You can put in, I suppose, Indian spices. And
you can do whatever you want to. Yeah.
But it's the meat that really counts, isn't it?
The meat, and the meat content's the best.
Okay, what about thickness? I mean, I've had burgers that are very, very thick, and they're not as good. So the thickness of the burger.
I think it comes back to probably when you cook it too. The longer you cook it, the drier it's going to get. So if you get a nice thin patty, it's just a quick and cooked, and you're not drying it out too much as well.
And how long do you cook those for? How do you know when a patty is cooked?
It's more when you're not getting the blood sort of running. Once you don't have that blood running out of the patty anymore, it should be ready to go, sort of thing.
The egg, you put the egg on, or you cook the egg. At what stage?
You don't do it straight away. You want your burger to be nearly ready. Eggs don't take that long to cook, really. So it all depends. Some people do like their egg well cooked.
Yeah, it's got to be runny.
A little bit runny, I think, is the best thing.
Yeah, I have to say that I actually noted that the burger, I would give it probably a 10 out of 10. You saw me drooling away, and was there any sharing?
No.
No. So, I mean, I starved. I went home, by the way, and had a ham and cheese sandwich. It's not the same as a burger. But the burgers are great, and when we get back to operating here, burgers will be available here upstairs.
Yeah, they'll be upstairs. Yep. I'll have the Kurrawa burger available. It's one of our popular dishes.
What is a Kurrawa burger?
It's just our take on a burger. It's a bit of like a works burger. So it's got bacon, egg, caramelised onion, lettuce, tomato, beetroot.
Fantastic. Cheese?
Cheese as well, yeah.
You've got to have the cheese. Now, what sort of cheese do we use? Jack cheese, or
it's just a normal cheddar cheese here. Yeah.
It just melts over it. It's fantastic. You can't beat a good burger, can you?
No, you can't. No.
Okay, looking forward to it, Jason. Thank you very much.
Thank you.